Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Going to have a ton of fun and get everyone started for the weekend. Plus, just hit some nice picks on Friday. It's Friday. Everybody's already ready to get out of work and just get on to the weekend. So we're not going to waste any time. But before we look forward, we have to look back. Yesterday was a pretty good day. All right, Stonehill and Wagner. Come on, dog. We had the over 123.5. Ended up at 120. Look, I'm done betting Stonehill and Wagner. I've tried. These boys just will not come through for us. So, yeah, sorry, fellas. You just got added to the list. But Celtics came through. NBA unders were nice. Grizzlies, Pacers, even though the Pacers scored like 50 in the second quarter, we get that under 251. Jokic had 3 threes in the first 8 minutes of the game. That was nice. The Bulls and Knicks went to overtime, and we still hit the under of 245. And then anybody who watched the Utah Valley San Jose State baseball game yesterday, what a game that was. The first 3 innings, 0 runs, and then it ended up, 17 total runs, I think, in the game. So we hit that over. It was certainly nice. We're going to try to do it again today. We're also going to try to jump in that Discord for real. Scan that QR code. It's free. Check it out. It's basically an extension of a live show chat. You just get to continue. Our crew is fantastic with it. And also, let me say, everyone in the DTL crew, I appreciate you guys hanging tough with me. It has been a long week, 2 weeks here, getting some metrics kind of balanced in regards to just the show and get everything lined up correctly as it should be. Had a lot of fixing to do, but it's taken a lot of time. And I'll be back in the Discord here for the weekend. But I appreciate everybody hanging tough with me, man, because just had a ton of work to do on this end. But we're getting it there. We're getting fired up. But nobody wants to hear about that. What we do want to hear about are the picks for today. Bradley Betts, my man. How we doing, buddy?
Doing great, AB. Happy weekend, but also Team USA, baby. Let's go.
What, in soccer or hockey?
Hockey. I'm talking about sticks this time. It's basically soccer on ice.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I'll tell you this. We're going to get to the picks, but you have found my new favorite soccer team of all time. I love them, and I'm going to put it right on the screen. Let it rip, man. Who you got today?
We're headed to the second division of Germany. So Germany, number 2, the Schwein Bundesliga, in a matchup between Hamburger and Kaiserslautern. We're taking that over 3 at -140. 3 goals give us a push. Let's drop into it. Well, Hamburger, they've scored now in 92% of their last 71 matches. That is really solid production from a top Schwein Bundesliga side aiming for a promotion this season. They've also conceded now in 26 of 30. That is just regular scoring, regular conceding. Both teams to score and over 2.5 are coming in about 75% of the last 26 and 29 games respectively. So 3 out of every 4 matches are trending that way. Over 2.5 is coming in 30 of 36 when both teams to score with Hamburger. So relatively speaking, if both teams to score, you tend to see over 2.5 come in as well. And in the goal department, when it does hit that over 2.5 for Hamburger, over 3.5 comes in 14 of 17. That is 80%. So that's why we like that 3 specifically. But Kaiserslautern as well, they're a really respectable Germany Bundesliga side. Both teams play nice and open. They've scored in 34 of 40. They've conceded in 37 of 49. These are really great numbers. And they've hit over 2.5 in 19 straight both teams to score. So both teams are coming in. Looks like both teams should score. Looks like we should also see that over 2.5. And because of Hamburger, we should also see that over 3.5. It's coming in the matchup history as well. 3 straight matchups hit both teams to score. Over 4.5 in 3 straight, and 4 straight with Hamburger at home, both teams to score. So what we like is that nice, comfortable over 3 at -140 in case Hamburger wants to push on their own. Look for that 4th goal to give us that full cash.
Nice pick. All right. We never want the Hamburger to push, right? We don't want it to slide. You've got to be careful with your mayo and lettuce distribution right there on the bun. And the tomato, which Glenn asks us, all right, He says, take a hamburger with or without tomatoes. Brad, what are you going?
Either or, but if I do go for the tomato, it needs to be nice and thin. Real thin tomato to complement it, not any of that thick, nasty stuff.
There we go. I like it. I like it. And hold on. We had some Matty I said he put some Kaiser slaughtered on my hot dog last night. There you go. These are two excellent soccer teams in terms of names. John says Canada still owns hockey. Let's go. Shout out to the Canadians. And by the way, those sweaters that Canada wore last night, ooh, those were fire. Oh my goodness. Like, not that the US's weren't, but those Canadian sweaters last night were fire. Dude, absolutely loved them. And yeah, Kevin said that's your type of soccer team. It definitely is. One more, and then let me jump to my picks. Ty said he had to retire the Ribs alias. Ty, that's tough, man. That Ribs alias, we're putting it in the rafters. All right. The DTL rafters. Ribs is going in there. So congratulations. We'll have a ceremony at your next home game, but it's going in the rafters for sure. That alias was dope. All right. So for me, I'm going with 3 plays today, all in college baseball. All right. We're going to pair Arkansas on the money line with Mississippi State on the money line at -120. Seth, bring us some love here for your Bulldogs. Next, we're going to take NC State on the money line and pair them with Tulane on the money line at +110. And then we're going to go, all right, expensive private schools. All right, Stanford on the money line, Vanderbilt on the money line at -115. I think that both of these teams can get the job done today. So we're going to pair those 3 together. And then we'll take a look at some more games here in just a minute because the slate is strong, not only for today, but for this weekend. It's really, really nice. So those are our plays for today. Now, Brad, I'm going to throw it over to you, man. Before we jump into today's slate in college baseball and take a look at the board, what do we need to know? Again, I like, as we bet through the week, we lead up to the weekend, right? So that, we're getting ahead of the game here. So for any novices like me out there, soccer-wise, what should we be looking at for today, for tomorrow, Sunday, international, MLS, you name it, brother. I'm going to throw it at you. And who's on the board back there? Is that Burnley?
Burnley's back.
Burnley.
Back on the schedule today. Burnley's back on the board. We got to make sure that we always highlight Burnley when they are playing. They are one of the lowest performers just because of this low block defense that they play. They're looking to limit as much risk as they can and maybe nick a goal if they want to, 1-2 max. I mean, these numbers are some of the lowest you can find. So they're actually in action this afternoon against Sheffield Wednesday in the England Championship. So if you're looking for something low scoring, maybe some low action, that's probably your look. But for this weekend, a lot of these clubs are returning back. The good news for this is that we have completed the knockout stages for the Europa League. We had just completed the round of 32 for the UCL. And most importantly, next week, we don't have any of those in the schedule. So we should have full lineups this weekend. No issues with looking forward to the middle of the week. And that's really big when you're looking to try to back teams on the weekend. Now, specifically, what we want to know is the MLS is back this weekend, and it's one of the highest scoring leagues. So you always want to pay attention to the MLS. However, I watched a lot of these CONCACAF Champions Cup matches this week, and a lot of them featured these MLS squads, and they all played about the same. They're just timid. Like, I don't want to go into as many challenges. I don't want to hurt myself. I want to get my legs underneath me. So going into this weekend, we might see a lot of these teams just take it easy, maybe early on in the match, try not to get scored on, but maybe ramp it up toward that second half as they get their legs underneath them. Don't go too heavy on the MLS because you never really know what to expect. Like this past week, we thought Messi wasn't going to be in the lineup. He was. So you got to make sure that you maybe wait to the very end with the lineups. That's really specifically what we have this weekend. There's also the Women's UEFA Nations League, which is happening today and through the weekend. The Women's League is incredibly high scoring. So if you want to take a look at some of those matches, they might be pretty solid. I just don't have any numbers specifically on those. Other than that, we have a pretty regular weekend, which is nice to say for once in the footy world. We're going to get some of that, I guess, the regularity back. So we can kind of see what these teams are doing on a regular basis, get all these teams in front of us as we go throughout the rest of the year. Again, all these leagues are returning. Again, we're first, second week of some of these leagues like we were with Denmark last week. Just be very careful. We're going to start ramping up these bets here soon.
You know what? It's good advice. Look, in yesterday on the show, literally followed the exact same model in regards to NBA teams, their first game back after the All-Star break, and just bet unders. Absolutely bet unders. And they were coming through. The Knicks and the Bulls went into overtime and still didn't even sweat that under. It's real. You know what I mean? Like when you've got players that come back from an extended break, and it's not that, like we don't want to be dude, when you just get a couple days off, when you have long seasons, it is nice, right? Look, I'm not a professional athlete, but dude, these guys play a lot. They train a lot. You know it. Like you keep going and going and going and going. So finally, when you get just any kind of reprieve, right? Maybe it's just a couple days, whatever. Dude, it's nice. It's absolutely nice. And it takes you just a minute to get yourself back into that, just rotation during the day. So I feel you on that one for sure. All right, Brad, we're going to take a look at some baseball bets, all right? Huge college baseball weekend. So our board's going to look a little different today. All right, we're going to go off of what we were using with our man California Wager. Now, you'll see these wonderful targets right here on the screen. And anybody that's new dropping in, you see our picks right there. Welcome. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Come grab you a chair. Jump in the chat. Got everybody in here having a lot of fun. Now, let me pull this full screen so everybody can see here. And Josh, AB, thoughts on Coastal Carolina versus Alabama? That is a fascinating game. I'll be honest, I don't know what to do with it because I don't know what to do with Alabama. I'll pull that off the banner for 1 second. I don't know what to do with Alabama. That game scares me. All right. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. It absolutely scares me. Let me get back to you on that because I don't know. I need to see totals as well. That's the other difficult part, Brad, is that we're flying blind in terms of totals. We do not have them, man. And that is, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal, man. Because Fridays are generally your lowest totals. So you have games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fridays, number one pitcher versus number one pitcher, first game in a general best of 3 series, okay? You're going to have your lowest totals because you've got your best pitchers, right? You've also got 2 teams that maybe haven't played each other in a long time, right? So, man, I want those totals. What games that I do like, I was going to say, all right, so you got St. Mary's in Nashville, long trip here against Vanderbilt, your 15th ranked team in the country. Virginia, number 2 in the country against number 7, Oregon State in the tournament there, Round Rock, Texas. All right, number 25, Cincinnati gets UNLV. There'll be going to be runs scored in that one. And I'll pull this back up full screen. I know it's tough to see. Arkansas, Kansas State. We're on Arkansas here. We got to our slide there. North Carolina, East Carolina. Dude, that's going to be a nice matchup right there. Michigan and TCU. That's going to be a good one too. So we've got some nice games here. Josh, AB, thoughts on OU? Who's OU? Oklahoma? Or are you talking about Oregon? Yeah. Which way? Yeah. Which OU? You talking about my boy? Let's see. Come on and raise up, take your shirt off. All right, shout out to Petey Pod right there. Who are the Vols run ruling this weekend? The Vols right here are hosting Samford this weekend. Beautiful Samford. That's who they've got. So that's our board. Now we'll go ahead and get to our list. Okay. So I want to take a look there because again, college baseball is going to be wild. Week 2, it's going to be fun. Here are some plays, Brad, and feel free to jump in. For our picks that I haven't quite pulled the trigger on yet, but I like. Okay. Oregon State money line against Virginia. All right. We just talked about it. Number 2, Virginia. Number 7, Oregon State. Oregon State's been on a wagon. All right. Michigan money line plus 200. This Michigan team is good. They're good. Now they're going up against good TCU team as well. But Michigan plus 200. If you are looking for something that could be a little double up, you're taking the risk, obviously, but Michigan, yeah. All right, now the props. Okay, so I saw it in the chat. Somebody's talking about Jimmy Butler. There you go. All right, Jimmy Butler, over 11.5 rebounds and assists, minus 120. That's exactly what we want to keep doing. Now, he's coming off of the break as well, right, in regards to the All-Star break. But again, blue-collar work does not take days off. You know what I mean? I like Jimmy Butler here. So we've got that on our prop section. And again, for anyone who's brand new, welcome in. And what we do is that not only do we have our picks for the day, which you can see right there on the bottom, but we also set up our list for our 3 p.m. Eastern show, same place right here, where we look and say, all right, these are the picks that we like. We haven't quite bet it yet, but let's use the day to kind of see where the lines go. Do we get a better number? Do we get injury information? etc, right? So, Klay Thompson over 3.5 threes for the Mavericks, all right, is a prop that I like. Jimmy Butler, we just talked about it, over 11.5 rebounds and assists. And then finally, parlay pieces. I'm going to be honest. These kind of scare me. Brett, are there any parlay pieces in soccer that you like today? And again, understand, I understand that soccer is a different animal, in terms of betting it, but anything that you saw, you're like, oh, I like this team to just win, or draw no bet or something, but the juice just wasn't right. Are there any teams that fall in that category?
I mean, maybe Brentford in the Premier League today. Leicester's are a struggler, to be quite honest. I don't necessarily love to back Brentford, but yeah. It's more of a fade on Leicester. They're just not that great. I expect Burnley to get a result, but I also expect them to go majorly under as they continue to do. But as for the most part, I don't parlay. I try not to parlay. If any time I do, it's more of a correlated parlay, like a both teams to score and over 2.5, because that kind of helps you get there. For the most part, I try and stay away from it. In soccer, the margins are so thin. A lot of times you just want to go straight for your bet rather than try to make 2 or 3 matches hit just right underneath that total.
Makes sense. No, it totally makes sense. And soccer is such a different animal too in regards to that. So look at that. See, you know what? That is a professional answer right there. It wasn't like, oh, hey, let me throw some stuff, just to please everybody. No, if you don't like it, you say it. You know what I mean? That's exactly what this list is about. And that's exactly why we do it, is that we want to find picks for tonight that we like. And if we don't, we talk about it. We get them the hell out of there. You know what I mean? So some parlay pieces, you can see them right there. Southern Miss baseball money line, minus 180. The Mavericks money line in the NBA, I don't know. I looked at it. I looked at it. I looked at it. I looked at it. I couldn't quite bet it, right? But I kind of dig it, right? Darrell Turner said, anyone like the Mavericks and Rockets both? See, you're in the exact same boat that I am. All right? You're in the exact same boat to where it's like, I want to pull it, but I just haven't yet, right? So that's exactly what this is about. That's exactly what our 3 p.m. Eastern show is about for sure. Abby says, hey, mate, your energy and content talk about be entertained. I will be a favor, don't mind kindly add me on Discord. All right, Abby, there we go. Right there. Now, what else do we have here? Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what to do with some of these teams, right? Like I just don't know what to do with the Mavericks. Man, that's tough. That's really tough. Yeah, if anybody has any thoughts, drop them in because I just don't know what to do with them. Like I think they're in a good spot tonight. We'll talk about it more at 3 p.m. Eastern. Josh Davis said best to college baseball. Oklahoma. They play Minnesota. Minnesota's not a bad team. But Oklahoma has a winning culture. And I know that doesn't always translate to a scoreboard. But they have expectations. Oklahoma might be a solid play. Yeah, let's talk about them at 3 p.m. Eastern today. Let me dive in more on that because I don't want to give you any bad information. I never want to do that one. But Oklahoma, yeah, like they need to get something going here. Kirk says, what about Arkansas, Grand Canyon? Dude, Grand Canyon's a good team, man. And obviously we're on Arkansas for sure. Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's get to our let's go through our picks one more time here. Sorry. And get a stat of the day and let everybody get on with it. And we're going to get on to getting to work on our 3 p.m. Eastern show. So I'll take the banner down here. Brad, hit your best bet for today. Hamburger.
Absolutely. We are hungry for some Germany 2 action. Hamburger and Kaiserslautern. We like that over 3 at -140. 3 goals gives us a push. That means if Hamburger score 3 all by themselves, we can at least get the push, and Kaiserslautern can get us there over the edge. What we like the most is with Hamburger, when over 2.5 goals hits in their match, 14 of 17 have pushed that over 3.5. So rather than trying to take that, both teams are scoring over 2.5, we're going to sit comfy at that over 3.
Sitting comfy. Where we like to get it. I just pulled that off screen there. That was sitting sideways on that one. Okay, so these are all college baseball for me. Arkansas money line, Mississippi State money line. Put those two together at -120. NC State money line and Tulane money line. Shout out to our man John Bowman there at +110. And then Stanford money line and Vanderbilt money line -150. Dude, did you know Vanderbilt's like $100,000 a year? Like,
I didn't know it was quite 100. I knew it was
like 98. Yeah.
That's insane. Like,
I know.
That's
like,
even more than Belmont, and Belmont is a lot.
Bro, Belmont is not cheap. Hey, we were talking about Pepperdine yesterday on the afternoon show, and I put a picture up on Twitter, and some people replied, they're like, Jesus Christ. I was like, yeah, take a private school, put it on a hill in Calabasas, Malibu, California, right on the ocean, and it's ridiculous, right? Yeah, I was looking at Vanderbilt yesterday, like randomly, and I was like, we all know it's expensive, you know what I mean? But like, I was like, Jesus. But then you look around Nashville, and Vanderbilt Medical owns everything. Like, who is the guy, the sports guy at Vanderbilt that showed up like for Geodis Park, like the MLS stadium, was like, oh, I'll fund it. You're like, oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah, you guys take debit card? Like, okay. Fantastic. All right. Anyways, that was a tangent. Stanford money line, Vanderbilt money line, -115. All right, Brad, it's time for a little stat of the day. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the NBA here. We're gonna go to you love the Orlando Magic. We can't keep you away from the TV when the Orlando Magic are going, but it's been tough for them at the rim. They've hit the team total under in 19 of their last 26 games. We'll see if we ride it today. We'll talk about it this afternoon. What do you think about that, Brad?
I like that. That's almost 75%. That's good stuff.
Yeah, those team total unders, man. That's what they do. All right, Brad. Look at sharp today. Look at sharp for the weekend. Any final thoughts before we get out of here? Look at that. Nashville SC. It's a nice kit right there. Anything we need to know about before we get out of here?
Just take the MLS lightly. You know, it's the first week back. These guys have not played. We have players that are moving around so much. I mean, people think that the NFL and the NBA have movement within players. Well, the MLS and some of the leagues around the world, it's insane how many players are moving. So just be very careful with your bets this weekend. And we might be looking to attack a little more next weekend. Love the MLS. Really excited about it, but we're going to take it lightly. Don't want to lose all of our units on week 1.
You know what? That's a t-shirt right there. We don't want to lose all of our units on week 1. And what else is a t-shirt? And a good ending comment here. John Eccles, let's go hamburger. Let's go hamburger. Let's get it. All right. That is enough goofiness from me. All right. Everyone, live 3 p.m. Eastern today, right here on Driving the Line, YouTube at Driving the Line. For the lovely Brad Betts, my name is Alan Bell. Everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these damn tickets. We got some more picks coming this afternoon. Until then, we will see you then. Thanks, everybody. Who's got it better than us?